Alrighty.
Oh, who removed Fiend? Who removed Fiend? Come on now.
I'm trying to get this off my screen so I could properly talk. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh my god, this is so annoying. Okay. I'm gonna just full send it and then just call it a day. This game is terrible. Alright. First and foremost, if you guys can hear me, welcome to my second presidential address. I do have a little speech that was drafted up by my White House Chief of Staff. I'll be saying this first. My personal thoughts on everything that's been going on thus far. And then I'll take questions from the press. My fellow Americans, today I stand before you humbled by the trust you've placed in me. And honestly, I thank you for the trust. That's one of the main things. I thank you for the trust. I thank you guys for the transparency that you guys have given me thus far. Over the past years, we faced challenges that tested our resolve and celebrated triumphs that showcased our resilience. From our economy, from revitalizing our economy to strengthening our position on the global stage, we've proven that when united, there is no obstacle too great. Honestly, I'm gonna forehold this little speech. America, thank you for not only supporting me to be your next president for a second term. The circumstances that got me to this position, of course, weren't the best. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest, like I said, I'd be transparent with the public. I was never fully prepared for presidency, although I was planning on it after Henry's term, which I'll be also answering my side of what I believe and why I believe Henry left. This hasn't been the first time Henry Taylor has done this. I was not aware of him leaving at all. I was not made aware of him planning on leaving. What do I believe about it? I believe that the server, it's certain representatives, certain government officials, honestly got him to a point where he just couldn't really deal with it. And there's points in my presidency that I am the same way. I believe there are obviously people within our government that are very difficult to handle. And I will say this, when that happens, I of course try to talk with them. When it doesn't happen the way it should be going, we figure it out, we put our foot down, and we continue moving. The issue with Israel posting their little screenshot of a GC. Israel, you can have whoever you want to expose these little snippets and stuff. But I will say this. We are in your government already. We have already infiltrated your government. You believe that you have gotten us. Oh no, dear Israel. I will tell you this. There is many people within your government that you should be watching out for. And I highly advise you, what you did to our former president, I highly advise you to up your security on your prime minister and every single government official that is within the state of Israel. I promise and I will ensure that this moment in United States history will not go unpunished. Jackson Smith called my actions stupid. He believed that taking action was not the right way that I was doing it. NATO believes the way I was handling it and explaining how why I withdrawed from NATO was unreasonable. But yet, all they did to Israel was slap them on the wrist and said, no, just don't do it again. How dare they? Because if it was Israel posting this, or if it was another country, I know for sure NATO would be on their side. I thank France. I would like to thank France for, of course, they still were trying to remain neutral, but they have already stated they are in support of the United States. And for that, I am thankful. And hopefully, throughout this presidency, and hopefully, if I am elected by the people of America once more for a second term, it would be a continuous support from them, and they will be able to see that we are not the warmongers. We are not here to kill innocent civilians. We are here to gain our justice back for what Israel has done. Another thing, I've seen a lot of people, of course, while I was at work, I've seen people asking, was I going to run? Honestly speaking, gentlemen and ladies, well, whatever you guys want to clarify yourself as, I only see biological men and female. I was never going to run. I was never planning on it. I was strictly planning on being a running mate, period. But America has spoken. Its people have spoken. And I will not let America down, nor give up on rebuilding our government, which I have already done thus far. I have brought a new AG. I am reforming the United States Secret Service, something that the DHS secretary is yet to have done yet himself or any other president before me. Maybe President Lord was on it, but we wouldn't know because he's gone now. I hear there's a new but a new candidate for presidency, which is Kamala Harris, which, by the way, it's Camilla, the former governor of California, who, I may reiterate, illegally appointed senators within the chamber. Illegally, without informing the vice president or the PPT. And may I just say, we will not have a national security threat in the Oval Office or running the goddamn United States of America. Last but not least, my running mate for vice president in my second term. There were a lot of people. There were a lot of good candidates, I might say. Some may have iterated that Vice President Jack Anderson was going to be my vice president on my ticket. Some believed it was other people. I'm going to say this now, ladies and gentlemen. As much as I would love to see Jack as my vice president, I can see him doing more in the Senate chambers than as my vice president. So, who I am going to put on my ticket for vice president of the United States will be Senator James B. Lord, the brother of former President James M. Lord. I have made this pick strictly because I believe his president, his brother, deserves a chance at vice presidency. There may be some interesting beliefs, interesting comments on the pick. It was a tough decision, but I can assure you this pick was made thoroughly. This pick was made truthfully, and I was not going to hold this comment back anymore. I told the American people, as your vice president, I will remain transparent. As POTUS, I will continue to advance my transparency with you all. Transparency is the number one thing that matters with the United States. If I am not transparent with you guys, you are more than welcome to say, hey, we don't want this guy as POTUS. I will personally resign myself if my transparency is not good enough for the United States of America. What we have done thus far, we have helped rebuild the Senate chambers with new and incoming senators. We have brought in representatives. I believe Speaker Robert Clinton is doing a fantastic job. I believe the new majority leader, Richard Zahn, will be a great majority leader. I believe the new PPT, Luca Delano, will be a fantastic president pro tempore. Now, during this address, I will be taking questions from the press, which has probably never been done. I've got to do research. It's probably never been done in presidential addresses in history. I will take all questions, all comments, and all concerns that will be relayed to me this evening. We're going to be doing this by call, so if anybody wishes to come up on stage and wishes to comment on or have any questions, Mr. Donald Durbin.
Good evening, Mr. President. This is Donald Durbin with the Charlotte Times down in North Carolina. How are you today, sir?
I am doing the best that I can right now.
Alrighty, great. I have a few questions for you, Mr. President. Firstly, regarding the Israeli terrorists, what further plans does your administration have on dealing with the Israeli state, and do you plan on making them the 51st state?
Beautiful question. Thank you for your question, Donald Durbin. I will say this. Israel repeatedly kept asking for peace. I'm the one that rejected it and said no. I have given my defense secretary, Justin Taylor, full authorization and operational authority to do what he must and what the 1st Battalion, 1st Marines must do to ensure they become the 51st state. The power lies within the Secretary of Defense. He will make the calls. The acting CO for the 1st Battalion, 1st Marines will deploy his Marines to Israel, and we will show our dominance. I am a president of action. I do more action than I do of talking. The talking goes to the diplomats. I'm not a diplomat. I'm a person that does, and I do what I need to get done. And what needs to be done is Israel getting what they deserve.
Alrighty, thank you. And my next question for you, Mr. President, is regarding the upcoming election. You know, you've just announced your running mate. This is a two-part question. When do you and your running mate plan to have a RNC convention? And when do you and your running mate believe should be the dates of the presidential and vice presidential debate?
I honestly, whenever they're ready to debate me, I am more than willing to do it any day that I am not at work. Any day the RNC wants to set up a Republican debate, any day that the vice presidential candidate for the Democrats wants to debate my VP or the whoever. I don't I don't even know if the NST is going to even be able to run. I don't know. Because the NST, as of right now, Miss NST herself is currently struggling getting that status off of herself. So, whoever becomes the official Democratic nominee for presidency that is not a criminal, that I will be more than willing enough to debate them. Of course, a good competitive debate would be just great.
Yeah, all right, thank you, Mr. President. God bless, Godspeed.
Thank you so much. Any other questions? I'm not looking at the. Hold on. I'm not looking at the stage. Oh, Mr. Austin Luck.
Mr. President, seeing as the Israelis have already tried to, or have taken Mr. James Lord's life, what would you do if they came after another government official?
Who only like to eat.
If they came after another government official. Wait, can you restate your question again? My bad. I got so lost. There's too many people DMing
As
me.
the Israelis have already infiltrated our government, what would you do if they came at a member of your cabinet or federal government at all?
I mean, they're already considered terrorists through my executive order. The kill is authorized. There's no holding back. They already they already committed a war crime by killing a sitting president. There should be no holding back no more.
All right. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments, or concerns? Because my team is going crazy for some reason, but all right. If there's no further questions, I'd like to thank everybody for listening in and tuning in this presidential address. Oh my god. And I'd like to also reiterate, with me running for president of the United States, I'll tell you this. I'm not Henry Taylor. I am patriotic, but I'm not a person that tends to make a campaign like ad look so pretty. But I will say this. A simple Q&A, a simple, hey, can the president do a rally? We like to hear from the president. There's no problem with me doing simple rallies, simple Q&As, answering questions from the public, the press. I am always willing to be as transparent as I legally and I can be. As long as my IC doesn't get on my ass, then I can legally tell you as much as I can. God bless, Godspeed, and good night, the United States of America.